G'day guys, it's Jamie from Explorer Down Under. We've just come down to Billy's Bay at Lake Wivenhoe to do a quick rig rundown of our 1977 FJ45 Landcruiser. I'm just going to go through some of the modifications and repairs that we've done to show you guys where it's come from and to where it's at today. Now, starting up the front of the car, we have got the ARB bull bar. This is the new production bull bar that ARB brought out for the 40 series Landcruisers. Up the front in the middle here we have our King's 9-inch LED spotlights. Now I know they're King's, they are cheap. We bought these probably 3 years ago now, and they've done a great job. For the price that we paid for them, can't really fault them. Eventually we would like to go the steady spotlights, but that's on the wish list, so hopefully one day. On this side of the bull bar we have our GME UHF aerial, and we also have our GME radio aerial. Another modification that we've done, we have changed over the front bib and bezel. Originally on the 1977s we had the round style bezel. My bezel and bib on the original one was quite badly rusted. It needed a lot of repair work, and me personally, I've always liked the square style bezels from the later model 40s. So I figured if I'm going to replace it, I may as well replace it with something that I like. I'm sorry to any of you 40 fans out there, you purists, but I did this also to bring the headlights further apart. So on the round bezels, the headlights are closer together, and I did this one so that way the headlights could be past the bull bar, just to give a bit more lighting up front. Also, we have our night armor headlights, LED headlights. I bought these through Mr. Landcruiser to upgrade from the original halogen lights that were in there. These ones are so much better, can see way better at night time, so very happy with those. So probably one of my most favorite mods on this car is the bonnet. Now Justin and Jerry from Rough to Tough Cruisers designed and built this bonnet. I believe what they've used is two 40 series bonnets and a 79 series VDJ bonnet, and they've cut, welded and grafted on the scoop to the 40 series. It's a pretty heavy bonnet. It's all fully braced underneath. It's all steel. It's really cool. I'll quickly pop the hood and show you underneath. So as you can see, it's been fully braced. Everything's all steel. I had to make a small modification here in the bracing. Just had to cut this section out just so it could clear the radiator cap, because the radiator sits quite high in the 40s, so that's the reason why I had to make those modifications. Okay, so while we're under the hood, I just want to talk about the heart and soul of the vehicle. Now this car originally was a 2F petrol with 4-speed gearbox behind it, and after a few trips down to Victoria and back, we decided that the old 2F petrol just wasn't going to cut it for us and what we want to do with the vehicle. So we have decided to go with the 12HT and 5-speed gearbox behind it. Now, this is definitely the best mod that we've done to this car, and I'm not going to lie, it was probably one of the most time-consuming mods that we've done. Just sourcing all the different various parts that you need to make this conversion happen. For example, so like the driver's side engine mounts had to be an early 60 series engine mount to support the power steering pump, and then on the passenger side we had to find a HJ47 2H engine mount for that side, along with the gearbox cross members to support the H55F gearbox, because the old 2F and 4-speed in this model didn't have any gearbox support brackets, so we had to do that, as well as trying to find a rear diff also, so we can have the handbrake on the rear. because on the 4-speed gearbox, this one has the handbrake that goes over the tail shaft. So because that was going, we then had to find a diff that had the right backing plate so we could put the handbrake on the rear. A lot of research was done, hours and hours watching YouTube videos and going through the 40 series groups on Facebook. There was a lot of people on there that helped us out through that with great advice. And yeah, once we had all the parts sourced and everything we needed, we then got in contact with Justin and Jerry from Rough to Tough Cruisers again. And those guys down there at Rough to Tough worked their magic. They pulled the old engine and gearbox out, put the 12HT in with the 5-speed gearbox. They mounted up the gearbox cross member to support the H55 5-speed gearbox. They've done custom cables and everything for the handbrake to go to the rear diff. They just did an amazing job. Everything was perfect. We had no issues once we got the car back, and it's been running fine ever since. We just have to do the odd maintenance things here and there, as you do. But yeah, we've done plenty of trips now with the 12HT, and yeah, we absolutely love it. It's definitely the best mod we've done to the car, and I would definitely recommend, if you're going from an old 2F to a diesel, you can't go wrong with the 12HT. So that's pretty much it for the 12HT. If you want any more information on exact parts and stuff like that we've used, just leave a comment down below, and we'll try and get back to you as quick as we can, and I can do another video, or I can send you a message or whatever if you're after certain part numbers or whatever. So yeah. Now for the airbox, we were originally going to go with the standard 60 series airbox, but it just got a little bit too hard trying to get it to mount in place. I didn't want to have to move the battery, and anyway, long story short, we went down to Mr. Landcruiser and got in contact with him, and we ended up going with the Whistle and Soot Industries airbox and snorkel, stainless steel. Now, you've probably heard it from Mr. Landcruiser before, but Harley from Whistle and Soot has done an absolutely fantastic job designing and making these, and the boys down at Mr. Landcruiser have done a fantastic job as well installing it into the car for me. Everything's just neat and tidy, and it's perfect. So yeah, so we went with that setup. So for the exhaust on the 12HT, all we've got is pretty much a 3-inch exhaust pipe that comes down. It's all ceramic coated to keep it cool, and it sounds really good with the 12HT. Alright, so suspension wise, we're running the 2-inch EFS springs and shocks, along with the Superior Engineering greasable extended shackles, and we also have the Superior Engineering panhard rods, and I've just put on a Old Man Emu steering damper. Eventually one day we would like to upgrade to an 80 series chassis. It's definitely on the wish list, but I've just got to get that past Leanne, so but that will happen one day. So another big mechanical modification that we did along with the 12HT, this one was pretty early on in the piece, because I didn't realize that if you get drum brakes wet, they don't work. So that was a very tough lesson to learn. After washing the car, I decided to take the car for a drive, and was going down a hill and lost all brakes. And that was because I flooded the drum brakes in the front and rear. So after that day, I said, okay, I've had enough of drum brakes all around now. So Leanne and I did a bit of research, and we found that we could use the 60 series disc brakes, and we ended up getting a whole heap of pieces to put disc brakes in the front. So we still have drums in the rear, but we do have disc brakes on the front of the vehicle now. So I don't need to be worried anymore about doing river crossings or over washing the car, because let me tell you, that was a pretty scary thing to go through. So yeah, if you're looking to do a disc brake conversion, I highly recommend it. And yeah, there's plenty of parts out there to do so. Along with the brake modification that we did, we also went down and saw Mr. Landcruiser again and asked him if we could do the 80 series brake booster upgrade. We just found with the 12HT we had a little bit more power than the old 2F, so to slow it down we really needed something a little bit more heavy duty, so we went with the 80 series brake booster upgrade and just the 40 series master cylinder to go with it. Now, steering wise, I ended up jagging a genuine 40 series power steering setup. I bought this through Justin at Rough to Tough and they fitted it all up for me. So I've got power steering, all original 40 series power steering, so I didn't have to worry about doing the 60 series power steer upgrade, which was handy. So yeah, can't complain with power steering, and the brakes, perfect. So continuing with the modifications on the body, another mod that I get a lot of people asking me about is the sun visor on the top. Now, I found a guy off the 40 series group. He made these visors. I'm not sure whether he still makes them or not. I've heard rumors that he doesn't anymore, but I have seen other people making very similar visors. So it's absolutely fantastic. This is probably another really good mod that we've done. It just keeps the sun out of our eyes while we're driving. It was really easy to bolt on. It was just 2 bolts either side on the window frame here. And I mounted my LED light bar on top there, which also just gives it a little bit more strength through the middle so it doesn't blow around. And beside that, I have my high lift jack. It's just a Kmart high lift jack mount for 40 series, and it just bolts on over the original 40 series windscreen hinge. And all I've done is I've just put a bolt through down the bottom there on the footstep just to secure it a bit more. So another pretty cool mod that we've done inside the car is we replaced the original 40 series analog dash and we've gone with the Dakota digital dash. It's got a pretty cool startup with the sweeping dials. I still have to calibrate the speed. I just need to find a long open road to do that. But everything's programmable. You can change colors, background colors, needle colors. It also has a Bluetooth app that you can connect to the car, which I'll just bring up and show you guys. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's got all the setup, diagnostics, real-time gauges, information, demo mode. So you can actually click and see what your vehicle's doing via the Bluetooth on your app. So obviously I haven't got the car started, so there's nothing really there to see at the moment, but it tells you the speed you're doing, your RPMs, water temperature, your oil PSI, fuel, and your voltages. We have replaced the driver's seat with the 60 series Sahara Turbo seat. Just for the long distance driving, it's just a lot more comfortable. I do like the look of the original bench seat better, but for practicality wise and comfort wise, we went with this seat. We had all of our interior reupholstered by Everton Auto Upholstery. Originally these seats were just absolutely ripped up. There was barely any foam left in them at all, so we went down and got them all redone. My driver's seat was the same. It was the same walnut brown, but yeah, we've gone with that seat. The door cards are all done the same through Everton Auto Upholstery. So on the door cards, all I've got here is the kicker speakers, some custom windscreen winders. These handles here, I just found these at Bunnings. I can't remember what aisle, but yeah, if you go to Bunnings, and I think they were in like the shower screen aisle, you can actually get these handles and they line up perfectly with the original 40 series mounting holes. Because on the 40 series you just get like a leather strap as your door handle, for inside. So this one's solid plastic, and yeah, it's a bit more sturdy. So if you're looking to do something like that, they're at Bunnings. I'm sorry, I can't remember what aisle, but yeah, if you hunt around, I'm sure you'll find them. Another thing that I have done purely just because I like the look of it is the later model steering wheel. The 1977 came with the original steering wheel. It was all faded and it was kind of ripped and stuff. So I went down and saw Paul at Mr. Landcruiser, and he fixed us up with this beautiful late model steering wheel. It's in really good condition. So I was really happy with that. Up on the dash, we've got the GME XRS Connect UHF set up here. I've just got the Pioneer head unit, the Dakota dash. Nothing too fancy going on in here. I've got custom cup holders. These were made by Justin at Rough to Tough Cruisers. They're really cool, handy to have. It's still got the original 40 series floor mat in pretty good condition, which was a bonus. We had to, when we first bought the vehicle, the flooring was completely rusted out. There was big holes everywhere. It was just really bad. So again, I took the car down to Justin at Rough to Tough Cruisers, and him and Jerry basically cut the entire floor out and redid a whole new 40 series floor for me. I'll put some photos in the video so you can see that some before and afters. But yeah, they've done a great job. They've also custom done the gearbox tunnel for the 5-speed. So that was pretty cool as well. And yeah, that's pretty much about it for inside. We still have a fiberglass roof. I do have the original steel roof. I've just got to get that painted and fixed up, and then we can bolt that back on again. But yeah, that's pretty much it for inside the cab. Okay guys, so on the rear of the vehicle, I've built this tray myself. It was my first ever welding job that I took on. This tray is only going to be temporary. We have got some pretty big things lined up for the future, so stay tuned for that, because that's going to be pretty cool when we get that all done. I won't ruin it now, but please stay tuned. So yeah, this tray is just going to be a temporary one for now. Like I said, I built it myself, first time welding, so yeah, it gets the job done for now. And on the back here, I've got the Maxi Lamp 3854 tail lights with sequential indicators, LED stop, all the goodies. Alright guys, well that pretty much wraps up our rig rundown. I haven't gone through everything, and I haven't gone through it in massive detail, so if there is something in particular that you want to know about in further detail or want to see more of, please leave a comment down below, and we'll try and get to you and get what you're after. I do want to do a big shout out to the people that have made it possible to get our truck where it is to now, and that's Justin and Jerry at Rough to Tough Cruisers, the team at Mr. Landcruiser, and also Ray Saggle at Hendra Motors for looking after and keeping the truck up to date. Please guys, don't forget to check out our website. We have got cool merch there. We've got our Explorer Down Under shirts, print on the back for men's and women's. We have stubby coolers, we got stickers, so don't forget to check that out. And like always guys, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. We will be doing more videos. We're trying to get out as much as we can. So yeah, stay tuned for more.